Oh, way. Good afternoon, guys. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. Another hot day here in Northeast Texas. I took my grandson to an auction today, so I've been out in this heat for a while. Guys, I made a visit to my local Radio Shack this week. Come here, Ham Radio Cat. Let everybody see you. Come here. Come here. Come here. You ain't been up here in the video in a while. She's still kicking. She's still ornery, too. Ham Radio Cat. Went and visited our local Radio Shack. I'm trying to do some different videos. You know, I've got my Shack visits going on. And to me, Radio Shack is just always a cool store. They have been around a long time. They went through a lot of them are gone now. But for a tinkerer or just electronic repair and just a lot of the stuff the old original Radio Shacks carried, I wish they would come back. I know back in 91 when I got licensed, it looked like they were going to dive off into ham radio. I know they had the 10-meter mobile, a 2-meter mobile, and a 2-meter talkie. It may have been a dual band, but I know it was 2 meters. Radio Shack in Texarkana I used to go to, you could go in there and buy bulk coax, RG58, RG8X mini foam, and RG8. Had it 500-foot rolls in the back, go back there and buy what you wanted. I used to buy all my coax there. And I hate to say it, I probably still got a piece or two of it I'm still using. But connectors, every kind of adapter imaginable, you could find it at Radio Shack. So I just kind of wanted to highlight this local one we got here in Clarksville, Texas. Yeah, I got a lot of old stock merchandise still up there, and a lot of new parts and merchandise. I kind of think Radio Shack kind of lost their way in the late 90s when they got to concentrating on cell phones and computers and all that stuff. If they'd have stuck with their original roots, they might have still been around, but who knows? You can't ever tell. I know my first computer, I didn't buy it new at Radio Shack, but it was a Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 1 that I really wish I took a little more time to learn about. Like I said, Radio Shack used to carry all kinds of really good audio stuff, lots of TV stuff, and lots of components, resistors, capacitors, switches, diodes, everything. So I hope you enjoy this. I always enjoy going through a Radio Shack. We'll splice the video on here after that. Remember, Broken Circuit Ranch, Circle 6 mail drop links will be in the description. MRG Labs info is always at the first of the videos right behind MTC. Be sure and sign up for MTC's email list because there's all kinds of stuff coming in up there, new and used. I think he's got some big used estates coming in here pretty quick. So be sure and check on that. Guys, we're at 1,937 subscribers. I appreciate everyone who subscribed to the channel. Spread the word about the channel, and we're trying to help new guys get in this hobby any way we can. Wednesday's video will be the Shack visit with the CEO of Broken Circuit Ranch, K1ENT Kent, good friend of mine. Looking forward to it. And I've got 3 or 4 more lined up, so we got several more weeks of Shack visit videos. Thanks everybody subscribe to the channel. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy 73. Hey, good morning everybody. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. I'm here at our local Radio Shack. Radio Shack's always been a big fan of my big store I've always been a fan of. So I'm going to, if it allowed me to shoot some video here, showing you what Radio Shack still got available if you're lucky enough to have one in your area. So I'm going to flip this around. There's a Browning antennas, all kinds of vehicle adapters, speakers, Kenwood speakers. Of course, a lot of your older phone accessories, recorded telephones, gaming stuff. Radio Shack has always been a cool store. There's TV accessories, karaoke, keyboards. Here we're getting into a lot of different adapters, surge protectors, all kinds of just odds and ends stuff that you just don't find in an average store, whether it's a ham radio store or even a local hardware stores anymore don't carry stuff like this. I know when I was in the reserve, I had to build a control box for a siren for a big voice system. I went to a Radio Shack in Bossier City, bought every part, project box, and everything, and built it strictly with parts from a Radio Shack. All kinds of RG6 connectors, all kinds of TV stuff. Now we're getting into more of the antenna, old school 75 ohm splitters, so on and so forth. Here's motorized rotating antennas for the new digital signals that if you want to use a outside antenna. Here's an RCA antenna rotor. What are they getting on that? That's just, I can't even see. I gotta get my glasses on, see what they're asking for that. All right. $119.99. That's a heck of a buy right there. And that's a good light duty rotor for any ham antenna. That's what I use. Jeff and I use that. Now we're getting into some antennas, cellular antennas, CB antennas, ball mounts, attic mount, all kinds of antenna stuff for TV and all that. Here we're getting into test equipment, soldering iron. I guarantee you, every ham started out with one of these inexpensive soldering irons right here. Just a simple old pencil iron. You can do a lot with it. Multimeters, speaker wires, soldering tips, Radio Shack solder. Available right here. Different wires, cabling, wire ties, electronic parts. And right here is every Radio Shack had these in it. These drawers, all your capacitors, rectifiers, transistors, wire connectors, TV, RF connectors, ham, CB connectors, fuse holders, flashlight bulbs, everything. All kinds of stuff that you just don't find. Even a lot of your ham radio stores don't carry stuff like this. Wi-Fi finders, switches, fuses, all kinds of stuff still available at Radio Shack. I'd love to see this company make a full comeback. Here's actually some ham radio related books down there. Connector set, stake on connector set, all kinds of stuff. RF ham CD connectors, right there, RF connectors. Everything under the sun. Well, I really thank them for letting me shoot this for y'all. If you're lucky enough to have a Radio Shack still in your town, they're well worth going to. All right, I'm going to close this out here.